Welcome back to Enchanted Adventures. This week we're going to continue our tour of the in-depth history and details of the Magic Kingdom's lands and look at Main Street, USA. A Disney World vacation can be crazy, with so many details to plan and so many things to do and so many directions to go in. We hope these videos will encourage you to slow down, take a look around at the details and the history that surrounds us as we enter Walt Disney World. And if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe. It's easy and mostly painless and really means a lot to us, and it's a huge effort for us to get this channel going and build up a following. So sit back, relax, and come along with us as we dive into the secrets and details and stroll down Main Street, USA. Essentially, Main Street, USA is the front door of the Magic Kingdom and transports guests to the world of yesterday and leads them to Cinderella Castle. Much like a theater, guests enter under the train station, passing by posters previewing the park's shows, and are immediately greeted by the smell of popcorn and the red pavement as their red carpet. In 1971, the Magic Kingdom's Main Street was much more like Disneyland's version than it is today. For instance, the Magic Kingdom had a Main Street cinema that actually showed clips and cartoons, as well as a working penny arcade. Also, like Disneyland's Main Street, the Magic Kingdom technically had an intersecting street called Center Street. At about halfway point, a small corridor opened to the left and right hand of the street, breaking up the architecture and simulating the feel of an actual town. Center Street on both coasts were home to flower markets in the early years, but today, the left side of Disneyland Center Street is occupied by Carnation Cafe's outdoor seating, while Disney World's is replaced by an expansion of the Emporium. When we first enter the Magic Kingdom, we are in the Town Square area. One of the first buildings that we see on the left is the Chamber of Commerce. Over the years, the Main Street Chamber of Commerce has housed several different shops, from an art shop to a jam store to a survey center. The architecture is classic turn of the century, late 1800s, with Roman Corinthian columns and Italianate-inspired upper facade. The Chamber of Commerce is now used for package pickup. If you don't want to carry around all those packages in the Magic Kingdom, have them sent to the Chamber of Commerce. Then, at the end of your visit to Magic Kingdom, pick up your packages as you leave. It's easy and convenient. If you're staying at a Walt Disney World resort, you can also arrange to have your packages delivered directly to your resort. As we move clockwise from the Chamber of Commerce, we have City Hall. The Main Street City Hall was architecturally designed after the city halls of Marceline, Missouri, Walt's childhood hometown, and Fort Collins, Colorado, the hometown of Harper Goff, who was an Imagineer instrumental in the design of Main Street, USA. The City Hall in most towns is the more important site on Main Street, just as it is in the Magic Kingdom. The building itself emphasizes the stature of authority with its height and clock tower. The City Hall in the Magic Kingdom is a location for guest relations, where people go for help and information, but there's more to see inside. The walls of the City Hall are decorated with paintings depicting historic figures and events from turn-of-the-century America. There are portraits of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, along with a large painting within a painting that focuses on the famous moment when America completed the first transcontinental railroad in 1869. These are actual copies of the paintings created for the original Hall of Presidents show back in 1971. Off to one side of the interior of City Hall, there are photos of Disney World's founding fathers, Walt and Roy. Next to City Hall is the Main Street Firehouse. Over the entrance of the firehouse is a sign that states Engine Company Number 71. This references the year the Magic Kingdom opened in 1971. Originally, the firehouse was used to house the fire engine that transported guests from Town Square down Main Street to the plaza in front of Cinderella Castle. Then in 1993, it was transformed into a gift shop, which specialized in fireman gifts such as clothing, mugs, statues, and more. In 2012, the firehouse became the home base of the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom Recruitment Center. The Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom's interactive game ended in 2022, and now the firehouse is more of a museum. The horse barn, or car barn, next to the firehouse is where the horses and trolleys are stored while they're not in use on Main Street. As you look around the barn, you'll see the horse livery hanging up with their hidden Mickey brasses, horseshoes, nails, and barrels. In the rear, you can spot the trolleys that are not in use. When the horses are not pulling the trolleys, the horses are usually stabled inside the horse car barn, where you can visit them. At night, the horses are taken to a barn at Disney's Fort Wilderness. Another stop in Town Square is the Harmony Barber Shop, tucked in between the car barn and the Emporium. A striped pole and old-fashioned storefront transports you to the turn-of-the-century time as you approach this hidden gem on Main Street, USA. Its quaint interior, outfitted with a potbelly stove, adds to the illusion of timelessness, as does the pleasant, unhurried banter of the barbers. The barbershop is definitely a step back in time. At first glance into the small hidden treasure, you'll notice the old-fashioned barbershop look. The ornate carved wood, the etched glass, the potbelly stove, it's as if you've walked into a Norman Rockwell painting. One of the first things you'll experience is the smell of the hair tonics and the talcum powders which line the shelves. Most people think it's a display and take pictures, but it's a real working barbershop, and some of the antiques in Harmony Barbershop are still in service. There's a turn-of-the-century Western electric phone box that is still used to make phone calls. There's also a cash register the barbers used to ring up sales that dates back to 1912. Yes, it's a real working barbershop, with shop hours usually between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Open 7 days a week, the Harmony Barbershop provides haircuts for any age, boys, girls, men, women, but specializes in first haircuts. Children who receive their first haircut are treated to surprises, including bubbles, Mickey Mouse stickers, and an extra special My First Haircut set of mouse ears, special pixie dust, and a certificate to commemorate the occasion. For gentlemen, there's even beard trimmings and mustaches. Most guests coming into the park will usually enter the Emporium from the Town Square side. The Emporium, however, extends the entire left-hand side of Main Street. It is the largest gift and souvenir shop in the Magic Kingdom. Walking into the Emporium is like walking back into the turn of the century, 1900s that is, and the cast members are dressed to match the period. This is a common theme in Town Square and Main Street, USA. Walt Disney loved growing up in Marceline, Missouri, and he wanted the entrance to Disneyland and Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom modeled after it. Along with the exterior are various display windows which show scenes from Disney films. It reminds you of the days when window shopping was popular. On the main sign of the Emporium, it says the store opened in 1901, and the number can be found in several other spots inside the rooms of the store. 1901 is another of the many references to Walt Disney. It was the year he was born. The Emporium is also the last store in the Magic Kingdom to close after the park closes. So if you saw something you really liked while touring the Magic Kingdom but neglected to purchase it, you will most likely find it here at the Emporium and be able to purchase it before you leave. Up on the back wall of the Emporium, part of the 2001 Emporium expansion, and for Disney historians it used to be where West Center Street was, is a mural which depicts a number of Imagineers. These Imagineers were responsible for the design, story, and execution of this edition. One of the Imagineers you should know is Joyce Carlton. Her likeness can be found in the lower left corner of the painting. Joyce is credited with creating the attraction It's a Small World for the 1964 New York's World's Fair. She's also worked on the animated movies Cinderella, Peter Pan, Sleeping Beauty, and Lady and the Tramp. In 1982, Joyce moved to Central Florida, where she could concentrate her efforts on Disney World as a senior production designer. She is also the first female Disney cast member to reach 50 and 55 years of the employment milestone. Who doesn't love a good hot dog? It's always a fan favorite, and for many, it wouldn't be a complete tour of the Magic Kingdom without a Ballpark Frank from Casey's Corner. Casey's is located at the end of Main Street, right after the Emporium. It opened in 1995 and is themed after the poem Casey at Bat by Ernest Thayer, written in 1888, a date referenced on Casey's sign overhanging the corner of Main Street. The prose is a baseball poem about Mighty Casey's last at-bat for his team, the Mudville Nine, who are trailing 4-2. While the poem doesn't end well for Casey, Walt Disney did turn the whimsical rhyme into an animated short film in 1946. It was a segment featured in Make Mine Music. In keeping with the baseball theme, Casey's Corner's decor is all in energetic color and of baseball from a bygone era, with bright red pinstripe decorating the walls, and to the counter is designed to look like a concession stand. Baseball memorabilia and old photos adorn the walls. Among the photos in the back room of Casey's Corner, there is a picture on the wall that's not baseball players, but is of Disney Imagineers all sporting mustaches. While walking down Main Street, be sure to look up as well. If you look at the second-story windows, you will see some make-believe businesses. Walt decided to use those windows and those imaginary businesses to honor the many people who helped him make Disneyland a dream, a reality. When Walt Disney World opened in Florida in 1971, the Magic Kingdom also included Main Street USA and more of those special tribute windows. The Disney family is well represented in this window above Crystal Arts in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. It honors Walt's nephew Roy E. Disney and his wife Patty and their children Roy Patrick, Abigail, Susan, and Timothy. The entire family were avid sailors. Look above the Emporium in Florida for Card Walker's window. He was president, CEO, and finally chairman of Disney before retiring in 1983. The reference to psychiatry and justice of the peace attests to Walker's skill at keeping the many divisions in a large and ever-growing organization moving in the same direction. Charlie Ridgway worked in Walt Disney's publicity department from 1963 until 1994. His book, Spinning Disney's World, details his career and gives some fascinating glimpses behind the scenes. It should be part of every Disney fan's library. Look for Charlie's window in Florida above the arcade. Ub and Don Iwerks have a Magic Kingdom window above the bakery. Ub was a gifted animator who was with Walt from the beginning and helped create both Mickey Mouse and the multiplane camera used in those early days of animation. Ub's son Don was a Disney cinematographer for over 35 years and helped perfect the Circle Vision camera. Walt even honored his father, Elias Disney, who founded his contracting business in Chicago in 1895. You can spot Elias's window above the Uptown Jewelers in the Magic Kingdom. The final window to look for is Walt's. He has two in the Magic Kingdom, but the one he'd be most proudest of is above the train station. Last stop in Main Street will be Crystal Palace Restaurant. Imagineers took inspiration for Disney's Crystal Palace from the original Crystal Palace in New York City. They also looked at San Francisco's Conservatory of Flowers and the popular Palm House at London's Kew Gardens. Its Victorian edifice blends with the architecture design of Main Street USA while also serving as a gateway into the colonial vision of Asia and Africa prominent in the heyday of Walt's true life adventure films. As you enter the Crystal Palace, it has the appearance of an elegant Victorian conservatory, and you are surrounded by natural light and attractive ornamental plants and topiaries. The center display has topiaries of Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, and Tigger, whom you will meet and greet while dining. The restaurant's white steel supports, arched ceilings, and glass roof are tributes to London's first World's Fair in 1851, the Great Exhibition Hall. As you walk past the Crystal Palace from Main Street to Adventureland, take a look at the foliage. You'll see the theming subtly change from a typical North American foliage to thick broadleaf jungle plants. This is one of the subtle techniques the Imagineers used to transition between the lands. If you listen closely, you can even hear the background music change from the Main Street themes to the more jungle themes of Adventureland. Well, that's going to wrap up our tour of Main Street USA. As with our other videos on tours, this one only scratches the surface of some of the details and history that's all around us as we stroll down Main Street. I hope you learned some new things, and next time when you're in Magic Kingdom, you can look for these details and maybe find some of your own. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.